Hi, I'm Luna, here with an astrology update for the new moon cycle, which starts Friday, October 16th and lasts until Saturday, November 14th. This new moon is in Libra, and so is the sun. And it starts during Mercury Retrograde in Scorpio. And those two signs, Libra and Scorpio, are main energy centers for the full moon cycle. So in this video, I'm going to dive deep into both of them and what you can expect. We also have the full moon on Halloween is the only blue moon in 2020. So there's a lot of really potent, magical energy this full moon cycle. I provide free astrology updates on YouTube and IGTV each moon cycle. So if you can give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, I'd super appreciate that. And let's just go ahead and dive in. Okay, so Mercury retrograde has already started, and we enter the new moon cycle during that time period. Mercury connects to our throat chakra. This is both related to communication and information, right? So it's both what we hear, what we take in and absorb, as well as what we put out. And during Mercury retrograde, we're focused specifically on what we take in rather than what we give out. So we see a lot of communication failures, maybe some actual technology failures, like maybe your phone or social media accounts won't work, or you'll send the wrong text or something silly like that. And these communication failures are to make you look closer at the analyzing part, right? At the absorption of that energy. Because when a planet is retrograding, instead of appearing to move forward in the sky, it appears to move backward. And that's why we're focused on the inward flow of that energy. Okay, so with the throat chakra facing some communication challenges, you might listen more closely for the intentions and hidden meanings behind what is being said, because Scorpio is a really powerful sign. So there is power in synthesizing information. Okay, and now let's kind of shift gears into Libra for a second, because the new moon is in Libra. And Libra is compassionate, compromising, sensitive. Libra is ruled by the heart chakra. And so this is a very soft energy. And we have a lot of softness at the beginning of this moon cycle, because Mars is in retrograde, Mercury is in retrograde, and the new moon and sun are in Libra. So we have very compassionate, heart-filled energy combined with just a focus on ourselves instead of really outright action and outright communication. This will shift by the end of the moon cycle into a much more powerful state, but we start the moon cycle this weekend and beyond with a very gentle energy. Okay, so the sun enters Scorpio on October 22nd. And that is when it will join Mercury in Scorpio. So Scorpio is connected to both the sacral chakra, because it's a water element, and the solar plexus chakra, because it's co-ruled by Mars. So this gives us both passion from the sacral chakra, where we feel our desires and feel our emotions, and control and power from the solar plexus chakra, which is where our sun and our fire energy shines outward. Okay, so this combination of these two chakras creates a tremendous sense of inner control. Scorpio would never admit to feeling powerless, right? It has a very strong resilience and controlled passion because it's a complex and intense sign, right? Scorpio takes us into the depths of water, the depths of our emotions. It's complex and it's intense and it's concerned with processes of transformation. I said it was co-ruled by Mars. The other planet it's co-ruled by is Pluto. And Pluto is specifically about transformation. It goes deep into the dark, but then shines bright as a planet. Okay? So the sun enters Scorpio October 22nd, like I said, and a couple days later, we get the sun conjunct Mercury in Scorpio. That happens October 25th. And then a conjunction means they'll appear in the same spot in the night sky. So Mercury moves pretty quickly because it is so close to the Earth and so close to the sun. So this is a short trip where you really want to pay attention to the details. Right, what are you feeling? What is that passion? What has been coming up for you in conversations? What have you been compromising on? What have you been feeling from others? That sensitivity to others becomes a super strength for navigating intimacy in relationships, for working and collaborating with other people. So we definitely want to notice the details of what's coming up in relationships and what's coming up emotionally within you. What are those desires? What are those passions? And this is a short trip where the sun and Mercury are conjunct. So really on October 25th, take some time to journal, to be with yourself and ask these questions. What has been coming up for me in my relationships? What have I noticed as hidden meanings in some conversations? And those can be your own hidden meanings too, right? Sometimes, especially if you are a fire sign, so if you're a Leo in Aries or a Sagittarius, this is especially true for you, where you're very prone to trying to manipulate and control situations. So when you say one thing, you really are intending something else. You're intending to control the situation to get the desired outcome. So notice those hidden meanings, because Scorpio would harness the power of that passion more directly than a typical fire sign would. After that, 2 days later, Venus and Mercury enter Libra from opposite directions. Okay, Venus is in Virgo and Mercury is in Scorpio, but Mercury is retrograding, so it appears to be moving backwards, and Venus is direct, so it's moving forward. So they both enter Libra, but from opposite sides of the sky. This is so powerful. This is taking on Libra's heart chakra energy from all directions. Libra is the perfect umpire because it's so compassionate and sensitive. Libra knows the art of compromise because they have tact, right? They know how to be sensitive when dealing with others. And people who have Libra in their charts or in their sun sign are super charming. That is their go-to communication style. So Mercury enters Libra with this kind of backwards internal flowing energy. And Venus is moving direct, and Venus connects to the heart chakra already. So the heart chakra is so, 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 so strong. And when I talk about the full moon too, just know it's in Taurus. And Taurus is the other zodiac sign ruled by the heart chakra. So the heart chakra is so strong this whole moon cycle because we started with a new moon in Libra, and we then have the full moon in Taurus, and we end with Venus in Libra, and we have a short stint with Mercury in Libra. Okay, so use your passion in an intelligent way to negotiate compromise, right? Start collaborating with other people. Start to heal some of the stressors in your relationship by working with compromise. Okay, and that might look like there's a stressor in your relationship about your partner not doing the dishes. This is a common one, so that's why I'll give that example. So first, come up with a solution and offer it. Say, okay, you do the dishes every other day, and I'll do them every other day. And most likely, the first compromise you come up with won't work because it's your idea. And a compromise involves at least two people, so it should require at least two ideas. But just showing up and saying, hey, here's the problem. It stresses me out. Hey, I want to work with you to solve this. Here's my proposed solution. You've started the compromising process. So offer a solution. And then, like I said, it probably won't work. So have a follow-up date, right? Maybe 1 week later, maybe 3 days later, whatever. And now ask the other person for their solution. Say, okay, this is the solution I offered where we do every other day, and the kitchen was still messy. So what do you propose is a better solution? Right? And they might say something like, well, if you could just remind me every time I have to do it. And you'd be like, well, I don't want to do that, but why don't we set a reminder on your phone? Or something like that. But now we start to draw on both people's solutions, right? We want to start to eliminate stressors. And Libra wouldn't do that. A lot of times Libra actually self-sacrifices. But for other signs who are just passing by this Libra energy, this is a really great time for you to go deep into compromise because you might just find perfect solutions. If you are a Libra, right, remember to stand your own ground and that your desires are equally as important as the other person's in any compromise. Okay, so we're going to utilize that tact, that sensitivity, that charm to actually problem solve and alleviate stressors from our lives right now. Moving on to the full moon, which is October 31st, and that's Halloween. So this is a blue moon, right? We had a full moon on October 1st, and now we have a full moon on October 31st. So this is the only blue moon in 2020, and a blue moon is magical. Whenever it shows up, it's a magical period of time. This one specifically, because we have the heart chakra energy and the Scorpio self kind of passion and strength, what you can expect is a newfound understanding and clarity to arise. Okay, so Halloween, which is October 31st, is also Samhain in Celtic tradition and the Day of the Dead in Mexico. And this is about connecting with the earth and connecting to the darker half of the year, right, which is what we're shifting into. And Day of the Dead is, again, kind of with this theme of darkness, is like connecting to people who have passed on. So connecting to spirits on the other side. And having this blue moon on October 31st, we can start to have some direct communication with the spiritual realm. Because the third eye chakra is not one of the chakras that's super active this moon cycle, it probably won't be so visual as it will be emotional and through our feelings. Right, the heart chakra and the sacral chakra are really strong. So emotions and passion and just heart pulls, you know, and it feels like someone's pulling at your heart, like there's literal strings yanking on it. Well, if you could see the astral realms, there are literally cords connecting your heart to every person and everything. This is the fourth dimension where we start to transcend time. So those strings, if you could see the spiritual realm, are actual energetic cords. So you'll feel these, and that is the direct communication with the spiritual realm. That's going to give you that clarity and understanding. And this is honestly what you've been wanting and asking for. I know the end of this current moon cycle, right, the beginning of October and the end of September has been frustrating for people. There's been a lot of feelings of powerlessness. And that has to do with Mars being retrograde, right? But when we get to the blue moon, we're getting really close to the point where Mars is direct again. But more importantly is we have this strength of Scorpio and the magic of the full moon and the heart chakra being activated in every direction, right? Both zodiac signs that are ruled by the heart chakra are super active, and the blue moon itself is in Taurus. Moving on, after the blue moon on November 3rd, Mercury returns direct. And then the power continues to rise because we get this clarity with the blue moon. And then when Mercury goes direct, it enters Scorpio very shortly after on November 10th. So we get the strength now that I was talking about from Scorpio, of that controlled passion and that powerful feeling, quite the opposite of powerlessness, but Scorpio feels and is very powerful. So when Mercury enters Scorpio, you can expect to sense others' motivations, and you'll have the courage to voice things you normally wouldn't. You normally wouldn't dare. Okay? So that's November 10th, and just 3 days later, Mars returns direct. Mars is the planet connected to the solar plexus chakra. This is our action department. This is where willpower and strength live. Scorpio have already been lighting it up, but when Mars returns direct, it's in Aries. So this is the solar plexus chakra in a solar plexus chakra placement, amplified by other solar plexus chakra placements. So by the end of this moon cycle, right, when it hits November 13th, and the moon cycle actually ends the next day, we'll shift through every emotion you could imagine, right? Right now, you might feel kind of powerless, but you're sensitive and compassionate to those around you. And then with Mercury retrograde, you're going to gain more clarity on the intentions and hidden meanings between the exchanges in your relationships. And then once that Scorpio energy shifts in, you're going to understand things at a deeper level and start to feel more powerful, because you're going through a process of transformation, and that is the full intention of the Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, of these planets entering Scorpio. You understand? So by the end of this, when Mercury's direct in Scorpio and then Mars returns direct in Aries, you're going to be so powerful. And there's that magical moment around the full moon on Halloween, which is supposed to be magical anyway, when you just get a clarity you've been missing for so long. Okay, so the most active chakras are the heart chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus chakra. And you can use this information to set and clarify your own intentions for this moon cycle. You might say, I am sensitive, I am passionate, I am powerful. Thank you for watching this video. Again, if you like it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. That's the #1 way you can support me. And if you're interested in booking an astrology reading with me, where we can look specifically at your birth chart and what's going on in your life right now, I can offer oracle guidance to help keep you moving forward and make sure you're specifically moving forward on your soul path. I also offer one-on-one spiritual life coaching, and you can check that all out on my website, thechakraoracle.com. I'll also put a link to that in this video's description. So again, thank you so much for watching. Have a great moon cycle. Enjoy the blue moon. It is magical. I love you all so much. Namaste.